making sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell.
Hey everyone, this is Steve from SCOARTGLASS. Welcome to the channel where I hope to help you discover the beauty of stained glass, learn tips, tricks, and techniques so that you can create your own stained glass artwork. And tonight we are doing the LBC branding logo. This was the unboxing of the glass that I did a few weeks back. And you can check out that video at the top of the screen over here. And be able to check out the glass that I'm going to be using tonight, and we're going to get right into the project. So the LBC logo, it is, I think, a pretty cool looking logo, and I'm doing it as a gift. So I want to allow light to come through, so I'm using some semi-transparent glass with it tonight. And we'll get into the glass here in a moment. But, you know, I'm going to need your help tonight to see what type of glass I should use for the lips. I'm debating between two, either a red or a pink. And hopefully somebody will be in tonight and kind of help me make that decision and get your input. And if you're watching on the replay, put it actually in the comments what you would have chosen. I'd like to see what everybody else would have chosen for the lips as well. The pearls, I'm still working out how I'm going to do those. I'm either going to paint them on, or I'm looking for some white jewels that I can actually adhere to the glass to really put the bling or make them stand out on the piece as well. So, but we're going to get it started tonight. I've already done some pre-cutting, but I'm going to use tonight to do the glass that I showed in the unboxing. We're going to cut that piece out tonight, and then we're going to go ahead and grind that one as well. And then we will do some foiling of the remaining pieces that I've already got cut out and grinded down. So if you got any questions, be sure to put those in the comment section or in the chat section there. Or if you got questions on the replay, just put them in the comment section below. Let me get the chat sheet comments up here so I can see. And if you want to support the channel, be sure to check out the Buy Me a Coffee link, and that link's in the description below. With that, let's go over to our project cam. So this is the piece we're doing, and this is what I've gotten done so far. I've cut and grinded some of these pieces down already, and I want to finish taking the paper off. So I used the paper method tonight only because I don't think I'm going to make this one again. So that's what I will usually do, is I'll use the paper method when I plan on probably not making it again. Last week, the week before, and a piece that I'm doing, the Tokyo Olympic panel, I used the cardstock. And that works out a lot better because I might make that one again. It depends. So if I do want to make something again, I'll use that cardstock. So once these kind of get soaking in there, I don't know if you can see, I just got a little thing of water here that I'm soaking everything in. And as they get soaked up, I'll take the paper off and dry them. And make sure I got my towel here. So, hope everybody's doing well tonight. It's been a pretty nice day today. I was happy about it. If you do hear some background noise, hopefully they won't start back up, but it is race night at the track, and I'm about 2 miles from the racetrack, but they get so loud that you can really hear over here at by my house. So um, it's one of those, not a big track, but a like buggies and so forth, like that type of racing. So we're gonna continue on here, and hopefully these pieces will start fitting in here pretty good. So I did a gray contrast to the black, and I think it's going to turn out pretty good. And then we're going to do black lead lines as well. And as we'll get into some foiling here too, all dependent on time. I think that 19 should fit in there pretty good. Got to clean these pieces off really well and get them kind of fitted in there. Hopefully I cut everything correct. And then that's number 20 up there. Like I said, if you got any questions, you can put those in the comments section. I welcome everybody to the stream. There we go. And then as we move along, if there's something in this piece that you want to know about, just let me know. The person I'm making this for, she's got a channel as well, a YouTube channel, and you should go check it out. It's LBC Branding. Awesome, awesome lady. She is really cool, and it's got a lot of knowledge. And really, as I kind of say in the description, if you want to make your mark, you want to check her out. So where's that one? Yeah. This is a 10-inch round piece that we're doing. And then the edging, I'm still debating if I'm going to use a zinc edging and bend it, or if I'm going to use a lead came edging, which is a little bit thicker type edging. I'll decide that at the end of the piece. I've got a couple more pieces that I'm doing with some edging, and got to see how much I got left. Probably have to order some more. Let's go in there. And then number 25 here. Then once we get these set in, we will switch over to the piece we're going to cut tonight. Going to be interesting. Maybe on the next stream, I should be ready to solder this. But we can also show you some mistakes I made, maybe some bloopers. I had some issues early on with this, with some of the cutting of where I was at in this piece. So I did some adjustments on the fly. Now, the glass I'm using is actually about, I think it's near 2 millimeter, almost 3 millimeter glass. Let me find my ruler and I can uh, take a look and see exactly how thick this glass, but it's thicker than what I normally use. And I didn't realize that when I bought the glass. And it really surprised me how tough it was to actually break. Um, I was really surprised how tough it was. So let's see here. Centimeters. Wow, I don't know if I can see that or not. Yeah, it's about 3 millimeters. Um, 3 millimeter glass. So it's actually pretty thick. So I will probably have to adjust, and hopefully my 7/32 will work. I may just have to cheat on it a little bit. Huh? Why don't you introduce yourself in the chat, if you're on, and tell me who you are and where you're from. Okay. All right. So now that's not too bad. I'm actually okay with that. Um, there we go. So as I put things together, I'm going to have to do some minor adjustments just to make sure a few of these gaps are taken up a little bit as we move through. So let's go ahead and move this off here and transition over. So here we go. I'm going to move this over on one side here. And we're going to bring in the glass we're going to use tonight to cut the outer shape, the white area of this piece. So this is what they call model glass. And I think it's pretty cool glass, actually. So this is a pretty big piece. So I am actually going to try and cut this in one. And let's see here. I want to make sure I kind of stay away from this head, but yet I don't want to get over because there's a pretty good deep crevice over there. So I want to. So I'm actually going to trace around this time. And utilize that method here on this particular one so I can actually see when I'm grinding a little bit more. So my understanding of how this glass is made is while it's hot, I guess they drop water on it to make the little spots. Um, if I'm incorrect on that, please let me know in the comment section. But that was my understanding of how this glass is made. But I may be completely wrong. So this profile here is going to be pretty, I think, intense to cut. So I'm going to have to really use my grazing pliers to get down so I'm not just wearing down my bit for my glass bit on my grinder. All right, we have the trace completed. So now, hey, Kens, thank you. Welcome. Yep, so this is the model glass we're going to use. We're going to cut this piece out now. I'm going to start off with my cutter. This is a Toyo hand cutter. When I have larger pieces, I'll start off with this, and then I will actually switch over to my saddle cutter. This is actually my go-to cutter most of the time. I can get a lot of control over it here. So, but I'll utilize my Toyo cutter here. And I'll go ahead and start piecing this off a little bit. Hopefully everything will break off the way it's supposed to. So let's now we'll use my running pliers. So this is pretty thick head. It seems like this is the head piece of the glass when it comes out. So it has a tendency to be a little bit tougher to break, just like that, because it's the head piece. So hopefully the rest of this will come off okay. Well, at least it's not breaking off into the pattern yet. Yeah, this headpiece is pretty tough. I can tell. Let me see if my grazing breaking pliers will help with this a little bit. There we go. Now we can get a little bit off here. There's my pencil cutter. Yeah, hopefully it'll break off like it's supposed to. There we go. Phew. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit here. So I got a bowl sitting right off to the side. I put all my pieces in. So I am finding that as you get further into the glass, it is a little bit easier. So right on around the edge of this area right here might be a little tough to break. So I'm going to have to be careful because it's probably going to want to have a mind of its own. Yeah, same here, Needless. Welcome to the to the stream, but yeah, I was kind of holding my breath too. I find I do that a lot, especially on curves. All right, here's another head piece we got to try and get cut through. Yeah, I'm not liking just not running the way I want it to. Oh, I hope it. Please break appropriately. Haha. Whew. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, a lot of times I'll get my score marks pretty good and I won't have to tap from the back, but yeah, I'm finding in this glass I'm going to have to just to make sure I can get it broke off correctly. I got this curve here. Not too bad, but in fact, this class, I'm going to make an extra score mark in here just to make sure I can get it off. It should come off now. It's what grinders are good for. It's good for taking those chunks off. There we go. So far, so good. All right. Aha, look at that. That came right off. Phew. This is Wismac model glass. They have quite a few different color pieces of this type of glass. I chose white for this one because they're going to put lights behind it, is my understanding. So I wanted to have it glow whatever color that they are going to put behind it. Phew. Those curves get me every time. All right, so we're getting close of getting this profile out. So now that I'm getting in closer, don't hold your breath too long. I don't want you to pass out on me. And hopefully I don't pass out either from holding mine. All right, let's do some tapping. Okay. It's got a little bit of a texture on the top. It's because of these, I don't know if you see those uh watermarks or little blobs inside. Everywhere there's one of those, it's just a little bit bumpy. So it does make it a little bit more challenging to score. It's not as smooth, but you can get over it. You can get through it. Whew. Phew, phew. Okay, now let's move down to here. Ooh. All right, we got another one inside of here. Woohoo! Woohoo! Actually, the back side is a lot more bumpier, and it's not as glossy as the top. So, it's got a nice texture to it, but I think it would be a little. Actually, I think it'll be a little harder to cut on the back side. Yeah, I'm a bit of a daredevil, but there was a trick that I had learned to cut in inside curves, and um, here's what. Let me find a piece I could do it on. Here's what I was taught. So if you got a pretty good inside curve, make sure I'm on the right side of the glass. Yeah. So if you got like this type of, come on. See that you got that type of curve, or even a little bit deeper one, but you'll get the my point here. So what I've learned to do is, and if say you have another piece over here that you don't want to mess up, okay, is you actually score that inside one first, and I move my glass as I score. But then if you can get a straight cut in, you get your straight cut in, and then you do another middle cut right in the center of that. That's not as curvy, but meets up with the line. So then what kind of happens is, as you're making those other score marks, that first score mark should be uh, fracturing more because of the pressure onto the glass. So then you're able to take your first piece out, and then at your start of your other one, you should be able to pull. If this was a little bit bigger, it might work a little bit better. But it takes out that. So then you should be able to take out. I pressed too hard. My bad. A little bit brittle on the end there. Do it more like this. I swear it works. So try it again here. I may not have enough glass on the back side of this, but we'll see. Now you could tap your back like you would normally do. So you see how it kind of does come out. So then you can use your grinder for the rest of that. So that's how I was taught to do inside curves. So hopefully that helps you out in the future. All right. So now I am going to do a little bit on this one, but then I am going to go over to the grinder after that. I'm not going to take any more chances after this. Yeah, so you want to, it's kind of like a pull down and away at the same time. That way you just get a little bit of a leverage for it to fracture, but yet you're pulling away. Because what you don't want, if you crank it down, then you could cause that cut to actually go and then kick off. So you want to just make sure you're pulling away. So that way you're putting pressure on that fracture as you're trying to get it to break away. So let's get a little bit of this out of here. And then we'll leave it up to the grinder for the rest of it. Now, hopefully my other camera setup will take hold while I'm streaming here. I have to, woohoo. Okay, we are ready. Now let me see if I can get that other camera switched over. Let's see if this works, guys. See if the properties will let me switch the cameras here. Nope, that's not the camera I want. I was on the wrong camera. Did it switch? Yep, it switched over for you. Good. Okay. Awesome. So there is my grinder. So I am going to. Yeah, and there is a lot of people that just pull straight away, and you know that probably works for them. It really depends on how good your score marks are. So you know she may have really good score marks and can do that, and so you just have to kind of find the way that works best for you, you know, in these type of situations. So I'm gonna nibble that away a little bit. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go over to the grinder. So hopefully you guys will be able to see what I'm grinding over there. I'll try and move it over just a little bit. Let me see if I can. No, that's as. I'll move my grinder over just a little bit more so you can see. See if the light gets really bad here. Okay. The light okay? Not doing okay. Yeah. All right. I need to put my apron on. So before I get too far into this, I'm going to put my pattern back on here and ensure that I've got a good profile drawn on there, because my mark started coming off, so I couldn't see very well. So I'm going to put my pattern back on here and redraw those lines. Just to make sure. Yeah, so you can see I can still make sure I'm all the way over. Yeah, actually, the setup with the water, I actually have a video on it that you can check out. It's setting up that water system. What I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to upgrade it a little bit. I'm going to use a different pump and get a little bit more oomph into it, so that way I can. It's just not quite enough oomph there. It's just more of a drip, and I do have to run some water, a cup of water over it for the glass that has settled, because it is heavier. So I have to dump a cup of water for it to drain out through the drain tube, because there's just not enough spray down onto the base to keep the glass moving into the drainage. So I'm going to up the pump on that one. All right, so as you can see, I got some more spots here. This one I'm going to have to switch the bits and use a different bit on it, a real slender bit that I have, and to grind that one out. So I may have to come back one more time and draw that in if too much water gets on here. So I will go back and draw this one more time, and then go back and switch my bit out. It does. Do I add coolant? No, I don't. Some people do. That's to really just keep the grinder bit cool so it doesn't heat up so much. But if I'm doing a lot of grinding, then I may break in between to let the bit kind of cool down a little bit, even though there's cool water. Don't really use coolant on mine. Um, it's really a preference. I know a couple stained glass artists that've been doing it for 35 years, and they've never used coolant in any of their grinders. So yeah, I guess it's really just a preference. I'm sure it does help, but I've never used it, so I can't speak to whether it works and prolongs bits and prolongs your equipment. I don't know. Okay, so let's see here. All right. All right, that's all I have left to really grind off. All right, let's go change the bit, and then we will come back and a little wet on the back. Just going to shove it down a little bit. Here, a bunch of glass behind in between the sponge. All right. Now we'll be bringing that piece back over. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was a little bit nervous about this since I hadn't used this glass before and how it was going to actually, um, grind up and cut and thing. But it's actually not too bad. So I would use this glass again, definitely. There's just some glass after you cut it that you just probably won't ever use again because it was just such a pain to mess with. Um, and I've got a small piece left of a white glass. It's kind of really wavy, but it's very thin, and man, it has a mind of its own when you try and cut it. So I'll probably never use that type of glass in its in a project again. Okay, so before we move on, I need help. So I'm debating between these two pieces of glass for the lips. So I was debating between the red, and it is a red that's got some, I guess you could say, gray. Let me. I guess it'd be nice if I switched the camera now that I'm back over here. Okay. There we go. So I'm debating between this pink or this red for the lips. I wish I had fuchsia, but I don't. So I am debating between those two pieces. What do you think, Needing Less, and anybody else that is in the chat? Which piece do you think? I'm going to, while you're pondering that, let me go get the other piece over here and pull that over into the picture here. So this is where we got to tonight. Let's see how that kind of goes in there. So now I can make some adjustments and start pushing everything. Okay. So here's what I might do. Everything doesn't look too bad, but unfortunately, this profile right here, so this particular piece and this piece, I might have to recut. I've got the extra glass for it. I'm not satisfied with that big of a gap and that big of a gap. The rest I'm actually okay with. Actually, nope, this one I will probably recut too. So there'll be 3 pieces that I'll recut. Yeah, I was thinking that darker might stand out. The darker red might stand out. Let me see if I can put it underneath. And you can kind of maybe, look, that almost fits right in there. Kind of get the picture. I actually kind of like the red. What do you think? I kind of like the red. I don't know about the pink. Yeah, I think the red will stand out a lot more. So I'm going to recut this one, and this one. So, so next week's stream, I'll have those recut, and I will go ahead and start the foil and get everything kind of foiled up. and then maybe we'll solder it next week on the next stream. So I do want to share with you that I do have a couple more commissions coming up that I've gotten in. So no, the face I pre-did today. I wanted to kind of get to a certain point today um, to share with you, but I wanted to do this big piece and kind of get the rest of them, in place. But I did that earlier today, cutting those pieces out and so forth. But like I said, next week I will share with you some of that footage on the stream. Kind of fast forward a little bit because it takes so long. So I'll do some fast forward, but I also will show you some mistakes I made, some bloopers, in a sense. So that was a little bit an oh crap type thing when I was doing a couple of the pieces. So like this was one of them, and then where was the other one? This was a other one too over here where the curly Q is coming up. So I made some fly adjustments. Well, thank you. I hope they like it. I do. I think they will like it. So we'll see, but I'm pretty sure they will. I think they'll enjoy it as well. And I think if she does the lighting that she does for her brand, I think it'll really look pretty cool. Uh, yeah. Oh, crap happens. Yes, you're absolutely right. Um, So if you enjoy the stream, please help support the channel. Check out the Buy Me a Coffee. Also, if you're new to the channel, ensure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get notifications when I actually go live again. Like I said, I've got a couple more commissions coming up, and they're going to be pretty cool. One of them's a 36-inch panel by 18-inch panel that's actually going into a half round window for a local couple here. So that's going to be pretty interesting. And I'll share that design next week. And then also we have kind of a comedy piece in a sense. It's a soapbox, but it's going to be a three-dimensional soapbox. So it's going to be a box with a piece of soap on it, in a sense, made out of automatic glass that says the word soap on it. So, but it's going to be three-dimensional and actually going to be lighted underneath when it's done. So those are coming. So I'll probably be doing some streams with those projects as well. So and stay tuned for an upcoming spotlight interview. We're finalizing the date. It's going to be towards the end of September, and I'll be able to announce that person here soon. So stay tuned for that as well. I think you guys are going to really like the person, the artist. Makes a lot of really cool stuff. So with that, thank you and have a great weekend.